welcome to my channel. So this is most likely going to be my first video, and I'm so excited because we're dyeing my hair. Don't look too close, but my roots are very grown out, so it's time for a refresh. So come on and let's get our materials together. So I want this to be my first video on my own channel because it's something I do usually by myself, and I don't know, I think it's just fun to record this because I have to do it often. I wanted to go through my little hair journey with you guys, so it will give you a little idea of who I am and what I've done with my hair in the past and where we are now, which is black box dye. The first thing I can remember when I firstly dyed my hair is when everyone was doing the Kool-Aid hair on the ends, and I really wanted to do it, so I begged my mom, but she wouldn't let me. So I went to an actual salon to get it done. So I'm gonna try and find a picture of that because it's the start of the hair journey. From there, I think I just got highlights, stuff like that, just natural. But then after that, my friend's grandma, shout out bestie, she did the 2 front strips red in my hair because I wanted something different, and I also chopped a lot of my hair off. So let's see what that looks like. And then after I had the red, it had faded out, and then I ended up wanting to change it, and I was going for a dark blue, but it turned teal like it had been in the past, just because my hair is naturally kind of dirty blonde with a little orange tint. So yeah, I did blue, or teal more show a picture here, and then that faded to a really ugly green, but I kept it because I clearly don't maintain my hair enough. And then I put red over it, a bright red, which is actually my first time using this Garnier dye. So I had red on and off because it would fade a lot and go pretty similar to my natural color with a little red tint. But then I started dyeing it the cherry red that everyone loves, which I love, but it just was so hard to maintain that I was getting sick of it. And then I did one last color, which was a burgundy, purplish red, and I really liked that. But then it faded again to lighter red, close to my natural color. And then I did a brown, a darker brown. You could still see the red underneath it. So then I started using this. But yeah, today we're gonna be dyeing this just to fix my roots and give this a refresh. So let's actually get into that part. I also want to add that I used to have my bestie do my hair a lot for me, and I would section it and stuff, but then I just got tired of it and I felt bad for making her do it for me, so I started doing it by myself more recent when I do black. I want to show you guys what the steps are I take before I dye my hair to not make a mess. Number 1 is taking out all my jewelry. So another very important step to not make a mess is making sure you have towels and stuff down. I have this blankie to check, this blankie on the ground so I don't get dye anywhere. But yeah, make sure if you're doing your hair to keep it clean. This is another good thing, petroleum jelly. I just put it on my ears and my neck and stuff because it tends to get messy and it tends to not wash off. Time to unbox. Comes with gloves and then steps A, B, C, and D, which I love because it's easy to follow and you can't really mess that up. So just as a precaution, I have some makeup wipes, and then if I got dye on my face, I can use the makeup wipe to wipe it off. Let's make our little concoction. You take off the lid of this, open this, take off the little red thing, screw this into here, and then basically squeeze all of this stuff in here. Now that all of the B is mixed into A, you add the little C, which is kind of a hair oil, I'm pretty sure. So let's add C. D is for when you wash the dye out. Basically, you just take off the little cap right here and then you shake. So let's shake. Looks good to me. And you can see it's starting to become more gray, but as you go it turns darker and darker. Kind of scary, but sometimes I'll put the dye in this thing and then mix it in here instead of shaking it. But when I do it alone, I usually just put it in here because then I can go like this, but then use the brush to spread it out and stuff. So let's get started. I'm kind of nervous. First little drop on my head on accident. Gorgeous. Also, it's so scary because sometimes it literally looks green and then I like think that I got the wrong color, but I think it's just like my natural color mixing with the dye, and also because it's like not fully developed. But on the packaging it says to start it right away, but I think that when they do black they usually like mix a bunch of different dyes from the same company or something, I thought. Listen, you guys are gonna see me in a state that you probably don't want to see me in because I look crazy, but I think that it's kind of a good thing because this is my first video and you can get to know what I'm like and what I look like. I also will like massage it in just so I make sure that it's getting there because I don't want any unevenness when it's so obvious that I dye my hair on the top. So now since I covered the top of my head, it's time to start like going into the other parts of my roots. I like kind of section it, but also not really at the same time. But yeah, I kind of just like go like this because I can feel it on my head. Just like going zigzag kind of, and then like down. Now I'm going on this side and doing the same like zigzag kind of thing. And then sometimes I'll just take it and like squirt it on the glove so I can get kind of more precise and like rub it in. It looks so gross. It's also hard to get baby hairs, so that's kind of something I don't focus too much on because I really just want to get like main coverage, but I kind of try to paste them up with the other hair that's dyed, and you can see it's like on my forehead and stuff. I look crazy, but for the back of my head I kind of just do up and down zigzag motions and then kind of side to side, but it's really hard when you can't see your head. And I also don't really have a mirror I can use to look in it, so I'm gonna do the bottom back of my head off camera because I can't get an angle of myself because I flip my head up. You can imagine. So basically what I do is I flip my head upside down and I take the bottle and I go so yeah, just like imagine that. So now that I look really silly and awesome and I think I got most of my roots, I usually take the excess and put it over the rest of my hair. So yeah, let's do that. I'll typically just squeeze it in my hand and then spread it all over my head. Yummy. Since my hair is already black, like it's just like a top coat, I guess, if you will. And then I like massage it in to make sure it's getting in there because near the ends is kind of where it starts to get a little reddish, just because that's what my natural undertone I think is. Now that my head is full of dye, I'm gonna put it in a little hair tie and then wait 30 minutes or 35, whatever the packaging says. Okay, so I pulled back my hair and now I'm gonna clean up the edges of the hair dye and on my arms. It's kind of working. It gets so bad on my neck. We're not gonna talk about it though. So I just set my timer for half an hour and now I have to figure out what to do in the meantime. Maybe I'll watch a Gustavo's Hands video. Check us out. Two siblings having a fun time being silly together. What more could you want? This is the aftermath. Not too bad, not too bad. And I only had to use one, so now I have one for the next time. If you guys are debating whether dyeing your hair, I would say just go for it. It's really fun to customize your avatar. Well, this hair dye is like $9 a box, maybe even less, so I don't know. I think it's worth it. I mean, obviously hair damage is real and sometimes changing your appearance can be scary, but I think it's worth it. This is your sign to go dye your hair if you want to. Also, I'm wearing this Olivia Rodrigo shirt. I didn't get any dye on it, but I just wanted to recognize this. It's fading away, so that's why I'm using it, but I still love her, so. I'm probably just gonna sit here on the floor until it's time to rinse this out. So my timer just went off, so it's time to rinse everything out. I'm gonna shampoo. After I shampoo, I'm gonna use this, so. Yeah, I'll be back once it's gone. She has been rinsed and washed, and I just put some product in it and kind of dried it slightly, and I will be updating you guys tomorrow on how it turns out. So it is not the next morning, it's about 2 weeks later. I got pretty sick and I just did not feel like recording. So I just wanted to give you guys an update still. And the color is pretty much all there yet. Just washed my hair. It's black still, and obviously my roots are going back in, but not as bad as they were. So yeah, I just want to thank you guys for coming along for my first video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next video.